The Asus ROG Zephyrus is one of the nicest laptops I've tested in recent memory, almost ruined by an unnecessary RTX 4090. Let me explain, because the Zephyrus G14 does some things very well. Starting with the chassis, this laptop comes with a milled magnesium aluminum lid, and the finish is excellent. There's no faulting the subdued look and pristinely cut design. The unit I have here for review doesn't feature the anime matrix LEDs found on some, but that fits my black heart just fine. You will still find some plastic on the underside of this laptop, and there is some flex to the vented plastic for the cooling solution, but otherwise it's a lovely little machine that feels plenty sturdy. Little being the key word here, too. This is a 14-inch laptop with an incredibly small footprint considering it's stuffed with the most powerful mobile GPU available, noting that here with a sense of foreboding. Yet I do rate this size of laptop very highly. You could stuff it in a backpack without a second thought, or take it on a trip abroad and be no worse off for it in your luggage. It's a big reason why I love the 2022 G14. The underside looks a little different on the newer 2023 model, but it's generally much the same as last year's. CPU: AMD Ryzen 9 7940HSW/780M graphics. GPU: NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 Mobile. RAM: 32GB DDR5-4800, 16GB soldered/16GB replaceable SODIMM. SSD: 1TB PCIe Gen 4 SSD. Screen size: 14-inch. Screen type: Mini LED. Resolution: 2560 by 1600 1610. Refresh rate: 165 Hz with G-Sync. Response time: 3 milliseconds. Ports: USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A X2, USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C X1, HDMI 2.1 X1, USB 4 X1, microSD card reader, 3.5mm jack X1. Price: $3, 300/pound 300. The G14 is also chock full of useful ports. There's a microSD card reader, a USB 4 port, and even an HDMI 2.1 port. Open the G14, and you'll be greeted by one of the most stunning screens I've seen in years. Courtesy of Mini LED technology, this is absolutely the time and place for such screen tech to be rolled out. Asus call it ROG Nebula HDR. To you or I, it's a 165 Hz, 3 milliseconds Mini LED 1600p panel with 600 nits of brightness and 504 dimming zones. It's also drop-dead gorgeous. Everything pops on this Mini LED. Everything. I jumped into Horizon Zero Dawn and simply to wander around for the thrill of gawking at stuff. I lost myself during the PC Mark gaming battery test. Using this screen reminds me of when I bought my OLED TV. You just want to experience everything from games to shows for the fantastic blacks, deep colors, and in-your-face luminance. Navigating around the G14 desktop is a breeze. The trackpad is responsive and takes up most of the space underneath the compact keyboard. The keyboard is also a treat with the full width of the laptop being used to space out each key from one another. That sounds so trivial, but I assure you it's absolutely not. It makes mistypes much less common than with a